a video on a savoury bread and butter pudding kind of thing. My thoughts are that what I want to do is I was kind of thinking about a Croque Monsieur, and I was thinking about the Sardinian dish, which is a mazzamuro, which is like a bread and tomato kind of baked dish. And I was thinking about lasagna, and I was thinking about Murphy Titbill pie, which are all kind of things that I've made, and they're all kind of similar in a kind of way. And I was kind of thinking that maybe we could actually make a sourdough sandwich. So I'm going to fill it with some. I've got some. This is the pork ragu that I made from the meat from the head of the pig when I was making some guanciale, and it was in the cupboard. And I was kind of thinking we really need to be doing something with that. So I'm going to make a pork ragu sandwich, and I've got some leftover feta, which I'm going to put in as well. And then we're going to fry that sandwich in a little bit of lard, which what did that come from? Oh, that came from the pate that I made, so I rendered the fat down. So we've got some lard from that. So we're going to fry the sandwich in the lard, and then we're going to bake the sandwich in. I'm going to do it two ways. So I'm going to bake it in like a savoury egg custard. So it's going to be a mixture of milk and eggs. So it will set, and then we're going to do like a white sauce version. So it's kind of going to be. You'll see what I'm doing when I kind of get there. I'm kind of talking my way through it, my thoughts type of thing. So. Bread's frozen because I haven't taken it out of the freezer in time, and I want to crack on, and I want to put it in the oven before I go swimming. So let's have a look at this before we start. I won't use that, that can use that. So let's just have a look in here at this. It was very nice with the ragu when I tasted it earlier. So there's meat in the bottom of there. So we're going to use some of that meat. Let's make a bit more room. Those there, that there. So we'll put this together. So my idea is, maybe I shouldn't do it that way. Maybe I should. No, we'll do it this way. So we'll see how this turns out. So pork ragu. I think lots of dishes are just things in a kind of done in a different kind of way. So I can't think of an example. So that, and then we'll take some feta. So it's basically a pork ragu, or it could be a beef ragu, but any kind of like ragu sandwich. So we'll put that on there, like that, and then we'll take some of this lard, which is delicious. I don't want to use olive oil because I've got this lard. So that lard, then that side down, and then we'll make all the sandwiches, and we're going to fry them off. We're going to make them go crisp, and then we're going to bake them in the oven in a white sauce and a savoury egg custard and some cheese on top. I'm going to see how it turns out. It's going to be nice because everything we're using will be nice. So it's not going to be horrible, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to make some more of those sandwiches, and then we're going to cut them in half and arrange them nicely in a baking dish. And then I'm going to make some white sauce to cover one, and then some egg custard savoury egg custard to cover the other one, and there's some cheese on top, and I'm going to bake them in the oven. So it's kind of like a bread and butter pudding, a savoury bread and butter pudding, but kind of with pork ragu in there. So it's kind of lasagna-ish type of thing. That's my kind of the way I'm kind of aiming at it. So this should kind of work. So I'll make some more, fry them off, get them nice and crisp, because the crispiness will add to the kind of flavour of it all. I think it'll be kind of quite nice, and then we'll kind of see how we go. So I'm kind of winging it, kind of faffing about. Don't really know what I'm doing, but I've got an idea in my head about what I want to do. So I'll do a bit of stuff, and then we'll kind of. Oh, actually, I should be turning that on. I'll stop now, and then we'll be back when these are all nice and coloured. Right. So the sandwiches are now crispy. So we'll take those out of the frying pan, because I don't want to cook anymore. And then I need to, so I haven't really planned anything, I'm just winging it as I go. I can leave it over there, just out the way. And then I can't decide whether I want to cut them in half and then fit them in and have a little bit poking out the top, or I want them just kind of lie flat in there. They lie flat. They will just lie flat in there. I don't have to make another sandwich. I'm just trying to get. I don't want to make too much either. I suppose I could make another sandwich. I've got some more stuff to that, but these would just kind of fit in, wouldn't they? Like that. I kind of quite like that idea of it poking out the top, though. Like a bread and butter pudding, you cut the bread into triangles, and the top kind of goes crispy. So I kind of, although I'm just kind of faffing around, aren't I? So, and I want to do it both ways, and make one video instead of two. So, all right, okay. I'm not going to cut them up. I'm going to leave them like that. No, but what I will do is I'll cut them in half, and then they're easier to get out. So, where's my knife? My knife's dirty. My knife is now clean. Okay, so I'll cut them in half because I don't want it to be like a hole. And hopefully, okay, that's fine. So we'll put them in like that, and then they're easier to get out. I also now know that we can cut them in half when they're in that state. So we can have a play around. So my idea was that it would kind of be a bit like that. So that would work. No, but I need to make another. I haven't got enough bread to make more of those, but that would work. If we do it again, that's what we'll do. We'll kind of see how it works. So those in there like that. These want to cut in half. I haven't made the white sauce yet, but I have made the savoury egg custard, because I've just had to look up the bobotie recipe, and it's 1 egg for every 150 milliliters of milk. I think cream's a little bit too rich. For it, I won't use cream, we'll use milk, and that's what I've got as well. So, no, that's it. So, these out. So they definitely fit. And then we've done 600 milliliters of milk with egg in. And that's like 4 eggs in that milk. And then that there. That there. These are going to expand, aren't they? So that milk's going to soak up into that. And some more milk on top. Now I've also put a stock cube, two stock cubes in the milk as well, which is normally how I make my. Okay. So yes, I remember when making a bread and butter pudding, you soak the bread in the milk, and the milk soaks into the bread. So we'll leave that one for a second, and if we need to add a little bit more milk, we can add a bit more milk. It looks like it's already soaking up the savoury custard already. So I'll make some white sauce. I'll do the same with this. So a little bit of white sauce on the bottom, and then white sauce around it. And I kind of got an idea of how much white sauce I need to make. Right, okay, that's fine. So I know what I'm doing. Faffing around, obviously, and then we'll put some grated cheese on top. I think that'll be really nice, and we'll see which one's nicer. We'll see which one kind of works better. But anyway, so that's where we are at the moment, and we're back when we are white saucing and putting grated cheese on top. Grated cheese on top of most things is nice, so it should be good. Right, so you can actually see what I've done now, rather than me explain it particularly poorly. As in a bad way. So this is the egg custard one, this is the white sauce one. So you can kind of see what I'm aiming for, and then cheese on top, like that. So kind of Someone must have done something like this before. Someone must have done. But I'm just kind of curious. I mean, like, a little bit more cheese. So I think like loads of dishes are quite similar to each other. So if you think of the example of a Cornish pasty, it's not that dissimilar from empanadas type of thing. Like most cultures have kind of got a similar type of thing. If you don't like cannelloni, is not that dissimilar from like stuffed and rolled pancakes that you would get in France. So everything is much of a muchness. So it's that's kind of what I'm getting at. But anyway, so and then I'm going to put these in the oven and we're going to bake them. I'm going to see how it turns out. It's going to be nice because look, everything that we put in everything we put in there is nice. So, and it's all flavours that kind of work with each other anyway. So ragu works with a white sauce and it works with cheese, and there's bread in there which is not that similar to pasta. So like a hot ragu sandwich would be really nice. Hot ragu sandwich with cheese would be really nice. So but we're just kind of taking it and doing different things with it. And a savoury egg custard, kind of not that similar for a white sauce, so we're not out of the realms of possibility of nothing's good. This isn't going to be disgusting. It's going to be nice, but we'll just kind of. I'm just curious to see which one kind of works better. So, into the oven and bake it until it's nice and crisp. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go swimming, so I'm going to put it in a lower oven, just so it's ready for when I come back. I don't want to have to come home swimming and then start cooking things. So I'm kind of guessing. Oh, it's quite warm. It'll probably. I don't want it to. No, it'll be fine. I'll put it in the oven, maybe about 100 degrees, and then it'll cook. And then when I come home, I can just turn the temperature up and it will do the cheese. But I think 180 for 40 minutes, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer if you're cooking it from cold. So it's one of those things like you could make it up and then let it go cold in the fridge, and then you just put it in the oven when you kind of wanted to cook it. But obviously, I kind of made the sauces and the egg custard kind of warm already. So. And the sandwiches were fried, so it's kind of already cooked anyway, so it just kind of needs to go through them for a little while. But anyway, high hopes for this. I'm waffling. I should shut up and go swimming. Let's have a look. So that's the one made with the savoury custard. And this is the one made with the white sauce. They look really good. It's far too hot to eat. Far too hot to eat. So we're going to have to let it cool a bit. We'll dig a bit out. And then we can have a look. Well, I don't need it on anymore. Now, when you're cutting cheese, it's always best to use a pair of scissors, as it just cuts through the cheese, and then you don't get one person will get all the cheese, which is fine if you want all the cheese. But if you're sharing, then that looks good. On that one, see how different it turned out. Yeah, you can't really see. We better move. We'll move the camera. We'll move the camera, and we'll kind of see which one I'm liking the look of better. I don't know. I think they'll both be delicious in a different way. So we'll move the camera, and then we're going to look at the angles. Right, so this is the savoury custard one. And that's the white sauce one. I think the white sauce one's going to be nicer. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just burning my mouth off. That was really nice. They're both really nice. I don't think there's anything in it really. It's a case of what you've got and what you want to use. Do you want to be bothered to make some white sauce, or do you just want to make a mix up some milk and some eggs? I don't know. I think it all kind of depends. It all kind of depends on what you've got and what you want to use. There we go. Camera's falling over. Yeah. So I used some leftover feta, cheese, and some pork ragu, and that was really nice. But kind of anything you've got. I think even just fried cheese sandwiches, they work. But yeah, like one of those interchangeable dishes of put in anything you want. Yeah, really nice. Obviously, you've got to use good quality bread though. You can't just use cheap sliced white bread for that one. You need a good quality bread. Certainly a sourdough. I don't know. Maybe you could use cheap white bread. Sliced white. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy eating that. That's delicious.